What's up, my achievement dreamers, Mayhem Blizz? We're playing Figment 2 Creed Valley for the full 1000G. It's on Xbox Game Pass, so if you've got that chappy, pick this up. You can obtain the full 1000G in around 3 hours, so let's get straight into it. So we're going to select a new save, and then we're going to hit play and select the first level. And as usual, I have skipped all of the cutscenes for you. There are some smaller cutscenes which I have left in, but the longer ones, I've just cut those out. So we can move around with the left stick, and we can press the A button to dodge, which makes us move a little bit quicker. And then we can press the X button to attack these bushes, and then the B button to pick up this blue battery. And then we want to head over to the left hand side to the blue socket. We're going to open up our inventory with the Y button and then press the B button to place the blue battery. That will activate the light and clear the path. So then you'll come across these green orbs. They give you health. Your health bar is located in the bottom left hand corner of your screen, so just keep an eye on that. In terms of difficulty, this game is a breeze. I completed the game without a single death, and I'm confident you guys will too. So then here we just want to use our dodge ability to avoid the smoke. So then when you get here, we need to obtain 2 orange batteries and a blue battery. So we're going to head up the right hand path. We're going to pick up this battery with the B button, and then we're going to take it back, and then we're going to place it here. So that activates that light and allow us to pick up this blue battery. Once we've got that one, we're going to pick up this orange battery as we don't need that path activated anymore. And then we're going to place the blue battery here to clear the path to our right. Over to this right hand side, we will have a mini boss battle to complete. It's really easy. All we have to do is dodge some smoke that Porky will send our way. We just simply run out of the way, or you can dodge with the A button. And then after that, then we can pick up the orange battery and we're going to head back.
Why don't nightmares ever want to talk it out?
There will always be things to fear. Being courageous is not letting them stop you.
That's not what I'm not scared of the dark. Just, let's go.
So here then, we're going to pick up the blue battery and replace it with the orange battery. That will clear the left-hand path. And then up here, we need to place another orange battery down to clear this path.
Finally, we can pass.
And then we're going to take a left here. We don't need to do anything on that right-hand side.
Yeah, we got this.
More spitting sprouts.
And then obviously blue socket here, so we're going to place the blue battery. This light does move, so just make sure you're staying in the light.
Stay in the light, Dusty.
And then the same with this one, but instead of heading straight on, we need to take a left. Don't be too eager like me, and just wait. There we go, so this red button here controls the further light, and what we need to do is you kind of want to wait until that light hits the middle instead of what I'm doing here, but we may need to make those 2 lights meet in the middle. So there you can tell that the 2 lights kind of meet and there's no smoke in between them. That will allow us to move to that light without getting affected by the smoke. Over the left hand side here then, you can see this red switch. We want to activate that to turn on the red light to clear that path.
Yeah, chop the shadow salad, Dusty. But what's the plan when we get to the Black Hawk?
No need to quake in your feathers, Piper. You're accompanied by courage. I'll think of something.
Prepare to be devoured by darkness.
Second round with Porky Boy then. What we want to do is start off in the bottom left hand corner and activate that switch. That will clear the path in the top left so we can pick up the red battery. And then we're going to head back down to the bottom left to activate that switch again. That will clear the path top right. And we're going to place that red battery in this socket. And then Porky will walk into that new light.
Lighten up, pig. It burns.
And that will end that first phase. So attack miniature Porky. And then we're on phase 2. We want to head over to the right hand side and activate that switch. And then if you're quick enough, you can make it to the bottom left hand corner for the red battery. If not, you can kind of wait until he's done his round and then head over there. Once he's finished, we're going to follow him from behind and activate the switch again. And then like we did before, we're going to place the red battery in here. And then we're going to attack small Porky for the second time.
Early to celebrate, Piper.
Way too early. Run, Dusty.
And then what we want to do is head back the way we came. So he's running after us. We just need to avoid all of the smoke to avoid him. A good way to clear these bushes quickly is to do the roll and X. So A and then X to do your roll ability. It doesn't matter if you hit any of the smoke, we've got lots of health. And then once you get here, you don't need to attack any of these, you can walk all the way around.
What a chase. Got a
Let's go in this hog.
So completing that then opens up this path that was blocked before.
I don't think I've ever been this far into the back.
Discarded instruments.
The mind's dream of becoming a musician?
Those were the days.
Music was everywhere back then. Looks like the dream has been buried here.
And we're going to bury the nightmare here too.
And then once you get here, you do want to take some health as we're in the last Porky boss phase. And all we want to do here is avoid the smoke.
The stars have arrived.
So starting off, we're going to stay in the light, and then it does move.
Now something's moving, is it all in your hair? Is it the wind of someone under your...
And then he's going to do what he did before and shoot smoke at us, but obviously if we just sort of run left to right, we can dodge that with ease.
Wickedness is what shadows hide. Don't underestimate the power of the dark side. Pitch black death awaits you.
So now that's opened up the left-hand path, we want to pick up that orange battery, and before we can place it in that right-hand socket, we have to just do another phase. And then once that smoke's cleared, we can place the orange battery down. And then we're going to get Mini Porky for the third time. So let's give Porky a bit of a smack.
Look at him fry.
another day at the office.
And then we'll have a bit of a cutscene.
Dark is done haunting the mind.
And then we'll get the Black Hog Down achievement for 50 gamer score.
This is exciting. Hey, who's that?
Oh, that's an opinion. They live here.
So level 2 then, there is a missable achievement here. If you stop and just listen to these two workers sort of have their sort of argument, it takes around 2 minutes of dialogue, and you'll get the patient listener achievement for 80 gamer score.
Ah, thought blocks. They are very dedicated. They stop for no one.
What if you're in the way?
You learn you shouldn't be.
Yikes. I read about analysis paralysis. Up we go!
Whoa, what the?
Oh no, the pipe blew. Looks like we have some plumbing to do.
So to continue, we need to get this old man's pipe, and to get it, he wants us to turn off this music. We can just take the orb away from that to stop the music playing, but there are some other things we want to do. So pick up the orb to stop the music playing, and instead of heading back to him, we're going to pick up these purple orbs, and these purple orbs are shards that we need to collect. We need to collect all of the shards in all of the levels. I'm pretty sure there's 4 levels which have shards. So the counter for those are in the top right hand corner. So make sure that your percentage is the same as mine. And then obviously that rock there, that also spits out some shards. So behind this building we can find another rock that spits out some shards. And again, make sure those rocks aren't glowing and you've got all the shards from them. So you should be on 16.3%. And then here we want to place the green battery that we picked up from the music player. And then we're going to interact with this switch to head over to the right hand side.
Who's that?
Huh? That's our nightmare.
And the reason the mind is stuck. Watch out!
Bug off.
So here is another rock for some shards. Make sure you're on 22.9% after that. And then we're going to pick up this red battery and then we're good to head back.
Tune around here.
So pick up our green battery. And then we're going to place our red battery in here. That keeps them both happy. And then matey is going to allow us to take any item from his scrap garden. Obviously we're going to take the item that's glowing.
I like the fun song.
So pick up this pipe and then we're going to head back over to the left. So we want to avoid these blocks so we can get underneath and all the way to the left. And then go into our inventory and select the pipe. That will fix the platform, so Move to the right hand side, again avoiding getting slammed by the blocks.
Perspective switch.
Huh?
You know that thing that Mary Relic told us about? It's gotta be around here
And then hit the switch. Another rock with shards there. So be sure to obtain those. After collecting those, you should be on 32.7%. I do keep mentioning the percentage as there is a reload checkpoint. So obviously if you're not at the same percentage shard as I am, just reload your checkpoint so you can obtain the ones that you've missed. This game does have level select as well, so if you wanted to complete the level and then come back to it, you're okay to do that. So here then, what we want to do is stand on the green platform to head up to the switch. And then we want to hit that switch once to lower the red platform in the middle. And then we want to head down to it. So we're going to head off this. Head on the yellow platform as that heads down. And then we can walk across onto this yellow platform, which will take us up to the blue battery. So pick up the blue battery,
I guess that battery was elevated.
and then we're going to head to the left-hand side. And then we need to go back to the switch.
Man, the mine's persistent around here, huh?
All thanks to having
And then we're going to raise the red platform in the middle to the very top. So we're going to hit that twice. And then on that middle platform then, we're good to head over to the right hand side. So we're going to place our blue battery here.
Good work, Dusty.
Come at me, fanboy. Not so fly anymore.
Up ahead! That's the perspective switch!
Let's bash the mine back into gear.
And then when you get here then, there is this perspective switch. If you hit it, it will raise certain platforms and walls. So that has freed the path onto the left hand side there. So we want to make our way over there.
Wow! Look at the mine!
After the dialogue, obviously. And we're going to pick up these shards. And then if we attack this tree, that will give us an orange battery that we can pick up. So down here is another rock of shards for us to attack.
Try to give the perspective switch another whack.
And after collecting those, you'll have your first memory achievement, Remembering of the Past, for 50 gamer score. And then after collecting those last shards, you should be on 54.2%. So change the perspective switch to clear the path to the right hand side. And then we're going to place the orange battery that we got from the tree.
More like it. Open-minded is the best state.
Closed-minded is.
Yep, only second to open.
So here then we're going to head up to gain some more shards from this rock. We're going to hit the perspective switch to make the path to the right hand side accessible. Then we're going to pick up the shards and then hit that green switch. And once we've done that, we're going to be good to hit the perspective switch again. Then we're going to take that left hand path.
Shouldn't this change?
Then we can hit the switch again,
Don't worry.
and that will free the path to the right hand side.
Go back to normal. Make way. Courage coming through.
The bridge is closed. Everyone should stay where they belong. No stray thoughts.
This opinion won't let us through. Maybe you'll behave differently if we...
So we need to head down here. We can obtain some more shards. We want to hit this switch. And then the perspective switch over here. That will change the opinion's mind. We're going to hit this switch.
Let's go check on the...
And then we're going to go speak with the opinion again. And then he'll lower the bridge for us.
So, can you open the bridge now? Please?
The bridge is open. Let the thoughts wander freely.
I guess...
There we go then. Another rock shard here for us.
Dusty.
The opinion was probably so...
After connecting that, you should be on 80.4%.
I didn't think about that. Hello? Is this thing on? Ooh, a
get your hopes up, Piper.
At the top of this then, we can head down here to the left for another rock shard.
Getting through the mind's worldview is kind of difficult.
It used to be worse.
And after collecting those, you should be on 86.9%. So on the right hand side, we're going to change or get rid of these orbs first and then hit the perspective switch.
I defeated one of the biggest nightmares during that time.
That will lower the wall blocking the bridge, but we just need to clear these orbs first.
Finally, out of the ball pit. Where's that nightmare?
And then another rock shard here, and that will get us up to 100%. You'll know you got 100% because it will say in the top right hand corner, and you'll get that symbol. And then we've got our final boss fight of this level. So we just want to dodge these orbs, and then we're going to have to wait for an opening to attack him. There's your opening then, so head on through and attack. And then we just need to rinse and repeat that until his health bar's gone.
Cool down, Nugget. They just need another whack. Let's find that jester.
So after that then, and you've head down here, you'll get the Fight Like an Idiot achievement for 50 gamer score.
This way.
Let's get him!
You stay here, little gizmo. Don't let anyone up the mountain.
Two-Face ran this way. They're heading towards the moral compass.
So to progress here then, we need to head over this red bridge, hit the perspective switch. That will drop the blocks. So we can head across there and hit the switch here. Then we're going to head across and hit the perspective switch once again to get the blocks moving, and then we can use the blocks to proceed.
We made it through. First steps up the mountain.
Great! I can't wait to see the
Come
moral
at me,
compass.
Stubbs.
This section then, we want to hit the switch to bring the perspective switch over to us. We're going to hit that, and then we're going to use the switch again to move the perspective switch over to the right hand side. We're going to deal with these enemies to clear the path. Then we're going to hit the perspective switch, and that will raise the blocks for us.
Ah, close-minded. So much less distracting.
But what if you need to be inspired? Or
Here is our first rock shard, so attack that and pick those up. That will put you on 12.5%, and hit the perspective switch to head over the bridge. And then here then, we just want to time our attacks to deflect the missiles back to the launcher.
batter up, Dusty!
We're going to do the same here, but after we've taken that out, we're going to head around these rocks and get this rock shard. So make sure you don't miss that one. And then you should be on 25% of shards. And then we're going to hit this perspective switch to free up the path. And then we're going to take out these enemies And then you can see a rock shard in the bottom right hand corner and a battery for us to pick up as well. So attack that rock shard. That will put you on 37.5%. Pick up the battery. And then we're going to place the battery to activate this lift. So then we're going to hit this perspective switch to proceed. And then we're going to hit this perspective switch as well to clear the path on the left hand side so we can pick up the blue battery. And then we're going to place it on the lift, but then we're going to pick it up again as soon as the lift is up the top. So now we can use this block. And there is a rock shard well hidden behind this house, so make sure you obtain that one. That will unlock another memory for us. And you should be on 50%. So we're going to hit that perspective switch to free the wall on the left hand side, and we're going to place the blue battery to activate this lift.
You showed those loose cannons.
Clown, stop!
After that short cutscene will be another rock shard for us to attack and pick up.
As we get the elevator working.
And that will put you on 62.5%. So heading over to this left hand side, we're going to use the perspective switch to clear that path. And then we're going to use this button to highlight a short cutscene that activates the lift. So we need someone to stand on that button for us. So hit the perspective switch on the left hand side, head up here to talk to this opinion, and then he's going to follow us. We have to activate that perspective switch first for him to follow us, otherwise he will not. So he's going to follow us here. So we're going to head down and change the perspective switch again to stop him. And then we're going to head over to the lift, use the perspective switch to let him follow us, and then we need to hit it again when he's on the button. There we go. So that will raise the lift.
Up we go. Stick around, opinion.
And then at the top here, you can see in the corner is another rock shard for us to collect. So attack that bad boy, and we're going to be on 81.3% of shards. So pick up this orange battery to lower that lift, and then we're going to interact with this snake tail to progress. Another shard here on the left hand side. That will be the last one for that level, so make sure you obtained all of those.
Bring on the buckets.
Watch it! Here comes their encore! That jester has jammed Creed Valley with their toys.
That's why I'm here.
So now we've got that orange battery, we can head back to the lift and activate it. So for this puzzle then, we want to hit the perspective switch to lower the wall, and then we're going to hit the first switch a couple of times until it is at the bottom in line with the third, and then we're going to hit the perspective switch to activate the blocks and get across. This will allow us to get to the switch. We're going to hit that switch, that will lower this platform for us, and then we're going to head back, hit the perspective switch to lower the wall, and then what we need to do is hit all of the switches so all of the platforms are up the top.
Back then, the compass was still under construction.
And now it guides all the thoughts and beliefs. Can't wait to get there.
The top of the mountain is up the stairs.
Ah, what a cliffhanger.
Finally at the top. I hate stairs.
The moral compass is up ahead. Oh no. Sounds like the jester's already there.
So another jester fight then, similar to before, we are dodging these balls until he jumps down to allow us to attack him.
find some cardinal stones.
Oh no! One of the opinions is trapped!
So now we need to free this opinion, so hit the perspective switch to clear the bridge, and then if you face this tree from this angle and hit it, you'll get the Ouch That Hurt achievement for 30 gamer score for getting hit on the head with a cocoa bulb.
Or I could adopt some abandoned animals.
After that dialogue then, hit these two switches to lower these platforms, and then we're going to hit the perspective switch and then talk to the opinion with the B button. So we need to have that perspective changed to allow him to follow us.
Yeah, I love to help. Let's go. Helping. I love to help. No better time than now. You be, I'm going to help. Helping.
He's a bit slow, but when you get here, press the B button to interact with the block, and that will initiate a small cutscene and free the opinion. You'll also receive a cardinal stone, so head back to the compass, head to the glowing corner of the compass, press the Y button to open your inventory, and select the cardinal stone.
Let's see if we can find another one of those skick in the day. A simpler time. Let's find another way around.
So when you come to this area, these cannons can't be destroyed. We need to entice the missile to shoot us in this area, and then move out the way at the last minute so it hits the rock shard. Obviously do that enough times until it stops glowing, and collect those shards for 15.8% of them. And then we can entice that cannon to shoot that perspective switch and lower the gate. And then go through that gate, and then we want to stand in this position on this square, and then when the missile comes across to us, we can deflect the missile over to the perspective switch to lower that wall.
A second shooter!
We're going to do the same here. We're going to hit the missile to the left-hand side perspective switch to lower that wall. And then the next location, we need this gate lowered. But before we do that, we want to make sure the missile can get the rock shard behind us. So defeat the enemies, and then allow the missiles to go past and hit that rock shard until it stops glowing. Once that's stopped glowing, we need to stand close to this square, and then we need to deflect the missile to the perspective switch. Then we're going to do the same again over here to lower this wall.
Oh, Dusty!
A good clobbering makes
The best things in life aren't things, mate. Don't strive to have the best things, but to make the best of what you have.
Ugh.
After that short dialogue, hit the perspective switch to clear the path, and then we'll have a small cutscene of this opinion stealing our sword.
Yoink!
Hey, you little... That's my sword!
Our sword! Looks like there are some downsides to being close-minded.
Shut your beak, bird.
So we need to chase him down, and we'll be passing some rock shards, but obviously we can't get those at the moment because we don't have a sword to attack them.
Entrance to the ethics maze.
The maze has been shut down. We can't go in.
If only I had my sword, I could cut the line.
So here then, we want to entice the cannon to shoot the perspective switch to lower the wall, and then there is a rock shard here that we can get the cannon to shoot also. So let's get all of the shards from the rock before proceeding. You should be on 47.4% of shards, and then we want to change the perspective switch.
Look! There's the thief!
So here is another rock shard, but obviously we can't get it yet. So hit the switch to lower the platform. And then we'll have a small cutscene.
And you dropped my sword on that island.
And then we want to head over this bridge.
Dinner comes for you.
And then we want to entice this spinner to hit the perspective switch. And then we want to do the same to get this rock shard.
You got the job?
So obviously we could hit this rock shard when we've got our sword, but I thought I would do it now. So once you've done that, we need to entice him to hit the other perspective switch to lower this wall, and you'll find a orange battery. So pick that up, and then we need the spinner to hit the perspective switch again.
I really need my sword back.
And then hitting this one again to free the wall up the top. Then we can place the orange battery down here to lower the platform and obtain our sword. So pick that up with the B button, and then we're going to head down these steps here and wrap around this building to obtain this rock shard. So pick up the battery, and you should be on 78.9% of shards. Then we're going to head down and attack the spinner.
Off to the spin doctor.
That will clear the right hand path, so we want to place the orange battery here, and then take the bridge to the left hand side to get that rock shard, and that will be for 89.5% of the shards. So now we're here like we did before. We need to deflect the missile to hit the perspective switch to lower the gates. We do need to hit that perspective switch one more time to allow us to get across the bridge. And then across the bridge is another rock shard for us to get. And that will be the last shard of the level.
There we go. The maze is open.
So now we are in the ethics maze. We need to complete the entire maze without taking any wrong turns for an achievement. So we'll come across here. This pattern corresponds with the path that you should take. So for this pattern, you would go left, right, right, left. But obviously you don't need to remember that. You can just follow along. So for this task, we need to illuminate all of the books. The pattern is the top book and then the bottom book. And then we can take the right path here. If you do take a wrong turn and get taken back to the beginning, you can simply reload checkpoint to avoid missing that achievement. So for this, we just need to hit the red button in the middle, and then we need to take the right-hand path. In this one, we just want to dodge the spikes and hit the red button in the middle, and then we're going to take a left. And then clearing these enemies will clear the path ahead.
Good job. Let's see what's behind the door. Holy moly! That's a mean-looking piece of machinery!
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Come play, big guy.
So here a new enemy is introduced. There is a missable achievement for this enemy, but we can't obtain it at this moment in time. So he will do a slam and get his sort of weapon stuck in the ground. Then you can sort of walk up the weapon and hit him to take his health down. And then you just want to dodge his other attacks until he gets his weapon stuck.
That was a mean metal bucket.
So here you will come across a trial. You can interact with this pillar for a clue on how to complete it, but obviously I know the solutions. So you just want to stay on the first column until that highlights, and then you're okay to walk to the next one. So just rinse and repeat that till you get to the end.
Trial. Good to see your head getting a little exercise too.
Someone's got to be the brain around here.
So when you get to here, there is a well-hidden rock shard on the right-hand side, so be sure to pick that up. That'll be the first one of the level, and you should be on 9.5%. So here, that was the path that we originally took. That's going to change and give us an indication of what the new path is. So for this one, we would need to go right twice and then left twice. So here then, the solution to these books is we're going to hit the top one, then the middle, then the left, and that is it solved. So we want to go right. So this next task is essentially snap. We just need to match the colors. So you can just memorize the ones that you've hit, or just follow along and hit the ones that I do. Or now would be a good time to pause the video so you know the sequence. So after you've got that sequence, we're going to head top left and then clear these enemies. And then heading top left again. And now we've come across a new pattern. These red circles indicate a room with shards. So let's head to that room, heading over to the right hand side. We can collect these shards and then we want to head back. So that'll be 14.6% of shards. So the route we want to take is left twice, then right twice, and then we want to go left for the shards and then back on ourselves and then right. Obviously the number of books is getting a little bit more complicated now, so I have numbered these for you of the order to hit them in. So hit them in that order that I've numbered them, and then you want to take the top left route.
These rooms keep coming.
But this one impales in comparison.
Like we've done before then, hit the button in the middle, avoiding the spikes, and then we want to take the right route. For this task then, we need to recreate the image in the middle with the symbols from the outside. So just hit those three symbols that I showed there, and then you're good to go top right again.
Are you talking to our ride now?
So here we are then, we need to go to the left for the shards. So press the button and then go top left.
They're just running around or
We're going to
singing
collect the
songs.
shards and then we're going to come back to this section.
Ooh, a bunch of shards.
So that'll be 19.6%. And then now we've head back, we're going to go top right. And then this door requires to take out 2 sets of enemies. So take out the enemies here and the ones above, and that door will open. So here is where we've got the opportunity to get the mystical achievement. We need to make sure the new enemy, the slammer, slams one of the smaller enemies. So don't attack anything and just try and entice the slammer to slam down his weapon onto the smaller enemies. And once he's done that, you'll get the Slam-KABAM achievement for a 30 game score.
Thanks for the dance.
Yeah, nice move.
For this trial then, we need to do 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So we're going to go to column 2, then back to 1, and then to column 3, back to column 2, etc.
Yeah, you got this. Only one trial to go. Knowledge is.
This is from the flying book. It seems the engine page has been ripped in 4.
So our book will crash land and we need to find some pages of the book to repair him. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the right hand side and interact with this opinion on leadership, and after the dialogue he will follow us. So once you've done that, head over to the right hand side. There'll be a stone of shards, so attack that and collect the shards from that. You should be on 25.9%, and then we're going to head over to the left hand side. There's going to be another stone full of shards just down here. It's quite well hidden, so we're going to attack the hell out of this. Grab all of those shards. That'll be 32.3%. We're going to attack this shard on the left hand side, and then we're also going to press the B button to pick up this empty notebook. So now we're going to head up, and then there is opinion on this left hand side. If we go into our inventory and give her the empty notebook,
Seek within, and you shall find yourself.
she will put some inspirational messages in there for us, and we need to take it to another opinion. But before we do that, let's pick up this half an engine page on the bench there, and then interact and show this opinion the self-help book.
Hey, Starman, have a look at this.
He will give us the second page of the book, and then we're going to head up here and return the opinion on leadership back to this squad of workers. So that will clear the path up the top, so let's head up, and to the left will be another stone full of shards. Collecting those and collect the last page sitting on this bench. So we now have the complete engine book, so we're going to return to the book here, the crashed one. We're going to press the Y button to go in our inventory and select the complete engine book. That's the book all repaired. Now we can head back up the stairs and back on board.
Okay, let's just get out of this place. Up and away. I hope we never see that place again.
Let's complete the third trial and find out what's wrong with this maze.
The book will take you to the start of the third trial, and that will show you this path. Obviously, we need to head right first, and then take out these enemies, and then there was another right to get those shards. So we're heading right again.
More shards.
We want to collect these shards, and then we need to go back. After collecting those, you'll be on 55.1%.
All this wisdom. Don't you get inspired?
And then we want to head top left.
Nah. What are words without actions?
They can move you, give meaning to your actions, make you think.
Some labyrinth. Do all
Guess you
opinions
wouldn't
really go
understand.
through all this?
It requires you to challenge your
Same as before then, we're kind of doing snap. You can follow along as usual, or you can kind of just skip ahead to see the pattern and then take it from there. After you've done that, we're heading top left. And then after defeating those enemies, we're going top right. And then top right again. So for this next task, I believe it could be different for each person. So you'll want to hit the birdhouse in the middle and focus on what lights light up on that birdhouse. So for this example, you can see the middle light flashed 3 times. That means I should hit an outer birdhouse which has those 3 holes in the middle. The next one flashed middle top, so I hit the outer birdhouse which has a hole in the middle, and then the top. And again, hitting the middle again, that one will flash middle bottom. So now we need to look for an outer house which has middle bottom. And then you'll know you get it correctly, so when you hit one on the outer side, it drops down. If you do get it wrong, you'll have to restart that section. This one then, we avoid the spikes, hit the red button and head to the right hand side.
Hey, Dusty, do you ever wonder if all of this really exists?
Why would I? I can see it exists.
Yeah, but...
And then this one, avoid the balls, hit the red button, and we're going to head over the right hand side again.
Figment of someone's imagination.
Jeez, you really gotta stop reading so many books.
After you picked up those shards, you should be on 65.2%, and then we're going to head back.
Opinions come from. Do you think other minds exist?
Nah, not really.
Here then, we want to go top left.
Then there couldn't have just been nothing, right? I guess we'll never know for sure.
And then top left again. Once you've taken out those enemies, we're going to head top left to collect some more shards. So we're going to collect these shards as well as hit the stone shard to collect some more. And after collecting those, you should be on 80.4%. Heading back the way we came then, bottom right. And then we're going to head top right.
Dusty, does free will exist? Or are we just controlled?
And then like we did before, but we've got a different pattern. So just follow the symbols that I hit to proceed.
Do you feel compelled to do it?
Stop pushing my buttons, Piper.
And then after that, we're going to head top right. And then we're heading top left to get some shards. So you should be on 90.5% after collecting those. And then we're going to head back.
What if this, the mind and all, is just one big pre-programmed simulation that outside entities play with for their amusement, and everything we do here
And then we're heading bottom
is
right.
a narrow set of actions in a loop of senseless reincarnation.
What are you talking?
And then we're coming to another birdhouse task. So the sequence for me is middle, bottom, middle. And then middle, middle, bottom, top. And then middle, middle, top. After you completed that task, we'll head top right. You'll then want to take out these waves of enemies to proceed and get to the next trial. Just before you start this trial, there is a stone shard quite hidden well in that corner. That will be your 100% on this level. And the solution for this one is very simple. You just walk across.
That was a leap of faith, huh?
Yeah.
And if you did that all correctly and didn't take any wrong turns, you'll get the You're Amazing achievement for 100 gamer score.
I think we've reached the final room.
Yeah, and there's an opinion that can't get through. Hey, opinion, who are you?
You are never too old to learn to play an instrument.
Oh, that poor opinion shouldn't be stuck here.
So for this puzzle, we need to rotate all of the stars until they are all illuminated. You can just follow along and rotate the stars the same as I do, or you can just skip ahead to see the final solution and rotate them the way you would like to. So completing that puzzle then and completing that level will get you the Repair the Mind validation machine for 50 gamer score. So we did get another cardinal stone from that mission, so we're going to head bottom right, go into our inventory and select that and insert it into the compass.
The Creed Valley capital is just down the road.
There's always something exciting going on in this
So
city.
starting in Principal Square then, we want to head to the left and we can take care of this stone shard. So in this level we have some detective work to do. We can press the Y button to open up our journal and see all of the clues and notes that we've taken. And what we're going to be doing is turning over and finding out who whacked this opinion.
The opinion on justice is our victim. It can't be the culprit.
You're right. Turn its photo so we know it's out of the picture.
There we go.
So we need to examine 3 weapons before proceeding on. So head over to this right hand side and examine this rusty knife with the B button. And there was a stone shard there, but we'll collect that in a moment. So head back down here and we can examine this shovel. And then we're going to go back up to the stairs, and then to the left we can examine this cane. So that are the 3 weapons. And then here I remember to go back over to the right hand side and collect the stone shard. So be sure to attack that and collect those. And then you should be on 28% of shards. And then what we need to do, we need to open up our journal with the Y button and just turn over the knife and the cane, leaving the shovel. And then once you've done that, we can then proceed on. Once you head down here then, we'll have a cutscene, and then what we need to do is speak to 5 opinions and find the other weapons. We don't need to bother with the clues, we can proceed on just with the weapons and opinions. So get that stone shard and collect the shards from that, and then we need to speak to this opinion just up those stairs. We're going to hit this perspective switch, and then we're going to speak with the opinion again, but this time we don't want to skip the dialogue. So listen to all of the dialogue here, and he's going to say, "Man, I could really use a whack." And then what we're going to do is give him a good old whack with the X button, and that will get us the Whac-a-worker achievement for 20 game score. And then on that wall is a weapon that we can examine. Over here, bottom left hand corner, is a shard stone that we can attack, and that will put us on 46.7%. Just around this building is another stone shard that we can attack. And then before going downstairs, there's a few more opinions and weapons we will need to examine. So speak to this opinion here. Again, we can skip the dialogue with the B button. We don't need to examine the clues. And then we're going to hit this perspective switch and examine this weapon here, this mace. And then we're going to wrap around here. And then we can attack this stone shard. Another one that's well hidden. We're going to collect those. That's on 65.4% now. And then here we can see these squeaky scissors on the wall. We want to examine those. So we're out of 6 out of 8 weapons. So we only need 2 more. So we're heading down the stairs now. There's another opinion here that we can talk to. So we only need 2 more opinions to talk to. Again, we can skip that dialogue with the B button. That is a clue that we don't really need, and then we can speak to this opinion. I keep whacking them instead of talking to them. And then there is another weapon for us to examine, the candlestick on that table, and then that stone shard that we can attack and collect and get 74.8%. So up here then we can interact with this cider, and that will get us the Heavy Thinker achievement for 20 gamer score.
I tried drowning my sorrows in cerebrum cider.
So now we're heading over to the right hand side. We only need one more weapon and one more opinion to talk to. Here's the last opinion that we need to talk to. So speak to him. And then heading down here, there's some loose shards that we can pick up. And then here is the last weapon, the baseball bat. So examine that. There is another missable achievement here, so we need to kick this football into the goal. And that will get us the goal achievement for 20 gamer score. And then we're going to head over the right hand side here. Examine these gloves. Again, we don't need that. That is just a clue, but behind this building is another stone shard. So attack that. We'll be on 90%, 90.7. And then what we're going to do is some more detective work. So we're going to open up our journal and we're going to leave the candlestick. So flip over all the weapons apart from the candlestick. We're going to leave the morning and we're going to leave the work opinion. So we're going to head back to the rationalizer and then we're going to insert our journal. And then that will let us know that we've done our detective work correctly. And then we're going to speak with the worker that we whacked on the right hand side.
Rational. Probability is 100%. Look behind you and see what I built, and then tell me I'm guilty.
I don't really see anything.
Dusty, it's running away.
Rats.
So head after that opinion. Once you've taken out those enemies, make sure you've got the perspective selected correctly so we can head over the bridge up the top. So as soon as you have control of your character, head over to the right hand side and attack that stone shard. That will be the last one of the level. That will be 100%. And then try not to get too close to the opinion there, as we need to approach him from the top left hand corner so he moves onto the pressure button. That will lower the platform to the left hand side so we can hit that perspective switch. Once we've done that, head back over to the opinion to move him to the right and then the top. So then we want to go over to the left hand side. He's underneath that cage now, so we can head on top of the bridge, hit the button, and that will release the cage, trapping our suspect.
Cage closed.
There'll be a bit of a cutscene and that will get us the elementary My Dear Dusty achievement for 50 gamer score. So now we're heading back to the compass to place the cardinal stone that we just retrieved from that level.
With this stone, the compass should rise enough to finally get us to the jester.
So this time we'll be heading over to the left hand side.
Time to shut down the circus once and for all.
And then straight away then we can find this stone shard here, just hidden behind this rock.
Let's go! Rejoice! It's Rusty.
We will come across Jester again and we just need to avoid some of the missiles. So you can destroy and hit away the white orbs if you would like, or you could just simply maneuver yourself around them like I did. After that then, cross the bridge and to the left will be a rock shard for us to attack and collect. So here is a pressure plate then that we need to use. If you head down here, there is a cage for us to pick up. But before you pick that up, head around this building and you'll find another rock shard that we can attack and collect. After collecting those, you should be on 36.4%. So then we can pick up the cage with the B button and then take that to the pressure plate. Place that down and that will lower the platform. So we want to hit that perspective switch. And then we're going to pick up the cage once again. And then we're going to head over the piano bridge.
Are you really going to bring that thing along?
So head over this green bridge here and there'll be another pressure plate for us to place this cage on.
Just nightmare talk.
And then we want to head over to the right hand side and deal with these enemies. Once you've cleared those, we want to hit the perspective switch to clear the path. But before heading up there, we can wrap around the building and there'll be another stone shard for us. Press the B button to ride the snake tail. And then we're going to pick up this blue battery with the B button.
Now, let's get on the jester's tail.
And then once you've taken out those enemies, we're going to use the blue battery in this blue socket. So then we can head up. And then we've got another stone shard here in the bottom left. And then we've also got a red battery for us to pick up. So you should be on 63.6% of shards after those. And then we're going to pick up the blue battery and then we're going to place the red battery down on this socket.
Oh yeah.
And then we need to head over to the right hand side, pick up the bird cage. And we're going to put this on any pressure plate that you want. And then we need to stand on the other one. Now you will have cannons shoot missiles at you. You just need to avoid those. You can either hit them back or try and move and dodge them. But bear in mind, every time you walk off the pressure plate, the platform will stop moving. Once you get to the end then, we're going to hit the switch. And then we'll have a short cutscene. We're going to pick up the bird cage. And then this bird cage will actually take care of these orbs for us. So we don't need to worry about being hit. And then we're going to take it over this side. We need to hit the perspective switch to clear our path over that piano bridge. So when you get here, we're going to have to place the bird cage down with the B button, hit the perspective switch and pick the cage back up.
The bad guys out, it can also keep them in.
Dusty, the Jester, I don't think they're bad.
Right, they're the worst.
When you get here then, a cutscene will happen.
This'll be perfect for staging the
And we want to hit this switch, and then we're going to grab the bird cage and chuck that on the hook. So we're setting up a trap for the jester.
Sometimes the means justify the ends, Piper. One fine nightmare trap. Now we just need to lure the jester back here.
Are you really sure about this?
Once you've done that, then we can head down off the stage, and to the right, behind this stool, is another stone shard for us to collect. Lots of shards to collect in this one, so you should be on 72.7%.
Where did the clown go? They must be around here somewhere.
Dusty?
Over the bridge and to the right, there'll be another stone shard.
But this feels different. There must be another way.
We gave the jester too much leash already. I'm doing this my way now.
So now we're coming up to a missable achievement, and what we want to do is entice these enemies to walk under what's called these thought blocks, and we need one of the blocks to kill an enemy. So don't kill these smaller enemies and try and walk behind the thought blocks until one is crushed, and then you'll get the heavy thoughts achievement for doing so.
Those crackpots kept coming. The jester is causing havoc everywhere they go.
I don't think they can help it. They don't mean to be bad.
So then we'll find Jester again. We just need to avoid his attacks, and then we'll convince him to follow us to the stage.
Stop! Enough, jester!
Let's party! Lead the way, Dusty!
Once he's following us, then this is the last stone shard for us to collect. That'll be 100% for this level. And then after taking out these enemies, we can hit this switch across this bridge. That will lower the platform for us to head across. And then we're going to head all the way back to the stage.
This is not gonna end well.
Ooh, you staged a party!
So this one's a bit self-explanatory. We have made Jester mad and we need to run away from him. So you want to try and avoid these orbs as best as you can. It doesn't matter too much if you do get held up. I get held up a couple of times, but still make it with enough time.
I can't believe this. I did everything I could.
We'll figure it out later. Keep running.
Phew. This isn't happening.
Denial won't get us anywhere, and we have to go.
If only I could just get another go at them.
You've shed enough confetti already. There they are again.
Those clowns, they made a fool of me.
Anger won't help. Just run. Dusty, run.
I'm gonna chop that stupid clown into sawdust.
You tried that already. It's not going to work.
Once you manage to escape the jester, you'll get the Flee Like an Idiot achievement for 50 gamer score.
I think we lost them.
I think we're lost.
Look, an opening.
Where are we?
Let's find out.
We're getting very close to the end of the game now, guys. You'll just want to follow this path. Dusty will get a bit exhausted and you'll take over with the bird. Sorry, I've forgotten what the bird's name is. And then essentially you just want to follow the light path with the bird until you get a cutscene, and then I'll tell you what to do next.
No one will.
I just make things worse.
Please, you can do this. You're Dusty. This is just another one of your dust-ups.
This time, I'm biting the dust, Piper.
Huh? No, you can't sit here. Okay, fine. Give up, you willful, close-minded jerk. If you won't, I'll fix this.
Sure thing, Birdie.
Here goes nothing.
So like I said then, just follow the illuminated path until you come across a cutscene.
He's stubborn. Oh, this place sure is dark. Okay. Bird up. You can do this, Piper. I can do this. A light?
So you'll see this orb on the ground, fly into it, and that will end this level. You'll get the memory completionist for 120 gamer score for getting all of the remembrance shards in every level. And then we'll also get the come full circle for unlocking all of the memories.
Come on, honey. Come dance with us.
It's a fond memory. It must have been forgotten.
So after that then, the path will become even more illuminated and you'll have what looks like, they look like eggs, but they're plants. So fly into the plants to blossom them, and then we just keep doing this to progress.
Whee! Just like a garden of lights. You go, little lights. Hey, Dusty, over here.
Huh? Birdie? What?
Did you miss me?
What happened to you?
Time to lighten up, big guy. Follow me.
Follow you? I can't.
Listen to me, Dusty. I know you can do it. I believe in you.
Now we're Dusty again, we just want to walk that illuminated path.
How did you become so brave all of a sudden? I thought you were afraid of the dark.
Someone once told me there will always be things to fear. Being courageous is not letting them stop you.
Must have been someone wise.
Not as wise as he thinks.
I deserve that one. Thanks, Nugget. Okay. Forward is the way to go.
And then you'll come across this elevator, so head onto that and use the button.
All right. Let's see where this takes us.
Wow, these are some packed day planners.
Someone brought work home.
So then we have a few items to interact with to progress the story. So interact with this bucket and mop.
Now it just looks abandoned. Strange.
And then interact with these dirty dishes.
The door is covered in dirty dishes and unwashed laundry.
It's impossible to get in.
Or out.
And then interact with this TV lounge.
It's been a while since anyone hung around here.
And then lastly, these to-do notes.
Someone tried to tear them apart. Let's get it to the compass.
And stop the
So you have a bit of a cutscene, and then we want to head back down the elevator.
The jester is invincible. What are you going to do about them?
Okay, we're back at the compass, Piper. Quite the expedition.
So place the last cardinal stone then, and then some stairs will appear.
They still want to talk.
We want to head down there, and then there'll be a little opening in one of the red blocks, so we want to head through there, and we're essentially chasing down the jester. Head down this wooden path.
Okay, Piper. Let's find the core.
The gate to the core.
This is it. Let's try to approach the jester from a new angle.
So we're at the final boss fight now, guys. So a little bit of a cutscene, and obviously Jester is unhappy with us. In this first phase, what we want to do is pick up these spotlight panels and return them to the spotlight. So then when these white orbs appear, just make sure you're standing where the spotlight is so you don't get hit. And then the red orbs will disappear at some point, and then allowing us to head and pick up another panel. Return that to the spotlight then, and then we're going to just rinse and repeat that method. So returning that last spotlight panel then, that's not going to be that easy. Jester's still unhappy with us, so we need to dodge some of his projectiles. For this then we just want to dodge the white orbs and head to the spotlight.
Alright, let me try this again. This is not too bad. One more round. Hey, Jester, check out these moves.
Well, I mean...
You got my ear.
but still not my trust.
Maybe you can bust the move.
And then here then there'll be a little gap for us to be safe. You can actually use the shadow as a guide. And that is essentially all of the tips I can give you for the boss fight. There'll be some waves of dodging projectiles and missiles and things like that. And then you'll just want to head to the spotlight to carry on dancing. But I actually really enjoyed this game. It gives me sort of Crash Bandicoot vibes, especially when we're dodging projectiles like this. But yeah, I'll just let this play out, enjoy the boss fight, and I'll catch you at the end.
Get to the spotlight, Dusty! I'm fed up! This is what we are going to do!
Let's celebrate.
Life is a party, cut the brakes.
Let's start today.
Shake your mind out of its awful state.
Move to the song.
There are no rules you can't do wrong.
Come sing along.
We'll make up the words as we go along.
Let go sobriety.
And your autonomy.
No more monotony.
Come celebrate with me.
Don't take an idiot.
Don't take an idiot.
There are no guarantees.
No bonus, none of that.
In my ability.
Sing along with me.
Don't take an idiot.
Don't take an idiot.
Turn up the sound.
Let's get this party off the ground.
Just jump around.
All out up, we're never coming down.
The way you celebrate is kind of killing me.
Don't take an idiot.
No more nobility.
Keep going, let them be.
Just one more round for me. I'm gonna dance this free. Don't take an idiot.
Don't take an idiot.
Completing that boss fight then will get you the Dance Like an Idiot achievement for 50 gamer score, and then we'll have a bit of a cutscene, and then we'll get the I'm Back at the Surface Now achievement for completing the game.
Bullhorn
And that's it then, guys. That's 1000G. I really hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did. If you could drop a sub on the channel and help me get to 2K subs, that would be awesome. And I'll keep dropping videos like this. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
I think I'm back at the surface now. Yeah, my head's been gone for too long.